What's going on, everybody? It is Monday morning and it's time to talk about my top indie picks for this new comic book day. Lots of cool books coming out this week. I'm really excited for some number ones that are coming out this week, so we're going to talk about those. But first, go ahead and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Down below, there's a notification bell that'll pop up. Hit that so you know when we're dropping new videos. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you are looking forward to this week for New Comic Book Day. And hit a like on this video. Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to start this off with a pick from Boom Studios. We've got Mamo, issue number 5 of 5. This one written and illustrated by Sass Millage. I have been enjoying this one. We've got nice witchy story going on. Is friendship more powerful than fate? Mamo's angry spirit and moth familiar prove to be too much for Orla and Joe, and it starts to look like there is no way out of this except to do what Mamo always wanted. Will Orla complete the circle and embrace her destiny as the new witch in town, becoming as much a part of Hairsden as the tides, or is there another way? That is the last issue of Mamo from Boom Studios coming out this week, and I've been enjoying this one, and it is my number 10 pick this week for New Comic Book Day. For number 9, I've got one from Image Comics, A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, issue number 2 from Rick Remender, Andre Araujo, and Chris O'Halloran. Sonny digs into the dark web to discover the Blue Jackal's next victim. He soon realizes he is not the only man on the job. This one, I wanted more in issue number 1 to really get into it, but I have a feeling this is going to go somewhere really cool, and so I still have this as a top pick, and I am ready to find out where this story is going to go next. So Righteous Thirst for Vengeance number 2 is my number 9 pick this week for New Comic Book Day for top indie comics. For number 7, I've got a number 1 from Aftershock Comics, My Date with Monsters. This one from Paul Tobin and Andy McDonald. 7 years ago, an attempt to weaponize dreams resulted in holes being punched through the world we know and into the world of dreams. Nightmarish creatures now stalk the land, sprouting from and killing anyone unlucky enough to dream. The only way to save the world is for certain people to have their dreams come true, which is how Risa Harumi finds herself not only fighting monsters, but forced into finding true love. Monsters and modern dating feels like a nightmare either way, and the only help Risa has is a friendly-ish monster named Croak and her preteen daughter, Machi. From Paul Tobin and Andy McDonald comes a unique story of one woman's quest to save the world, if only she could learn the difference between love and monsters. Sounds like a very interesting concept. It's a new issue from Aftershock Comics, and I tend to give at least those number 1s a read because lots of cool ideas coming out from Aftershock Comics. So this is my number 8 pick this week for New Comic Book Day for the indie comics. Coming in for number 7 this week, we have one from Artists, Writers, and Artisans, issue number 2 of Out. This one written by Rob Williams with art by Will Conrad and Marco Lesko, and a cover by Tim Bradstreet. In the waning days of World War II, with the Allies advancing, a desperate Nazi officer unearths an ancient force of evil he hopes will turn the tide of battle. A vampire. To test the power of his secret weapon, he unleashes the monster on an unsuspecting group of Allied prisoners of war. It's up to Nakona, a Comanche language expert, to communicate with the vampire to find out what it really wants. Issue 1 set this up very well, and we sort of meet the vampire. Not really. It's more voice that we see, and we see kind of a little bit of a destructive thing happening with the vampire, but I think this set up where this could go with our Comanche language expert Nakona And I'm excited to see where that is. We could go with the story and how maybe this turns against the Nazis, and how this could change the tide of the war. So out number 2 is my number 7 pick this week for New Comic Book Day. And coming in for number 6, instead of a single issue, I have an original graphic novel, and it is Found Footage Volume 2 from Marvin Rodriguez. This one from Behemoth Comics. It is the sequel to the LeBlanc Award-winning graphic novel. At the end of the 90s, during an afternoon TV show, the programming is interrupted by the news of a suicide in front of Channel 4's TV station. The consequences of this event will have tragic projections that will change the lives of everyone in that studio. Found Footage 2 is based on a true story, and it comes in a VHS box. So, Volume 1 also is being reprinted and will be coming out this week. So if you missed that, I highly recommend checking that out too, because it is put in such a unique format. We got a landscape graphic novel about the size of a VHS, looking like it's in a VHS box. It's a very unique format for storytelling in this, and Volume 1 by Marvin Rodriguez was excellent, and so Volume 2 I'm very much looking forward to, and have been since I heard that it was coming out. So this week we got it. It's my number 6 pick for Indie Comics for New Comic Book Day. Coming in for number 5, you guys know I love this series. We talk about this series a lot on the channel. Witchblood from Vault Comics. Issue number 8 is coming out this week from Matthew Ehrman and Lisa Sterl. With the status quo shattered and the world changed in irreversible ways, how will Yana and her crew get along? What comes next in the world of Witchblood? Find out in Chapter 8, Hunger Child Blues. With a badass looking cover of Yana here for issue number 8. I'm loving everything about this world. Our witches, our vampires that have become gods. Our witch god that no longer with us. Lots of cool things going on in this world, and issue number 8 is no exception to that. I'm excited to keep on keeping on with this world, so it is my number 5 pick this week for Indie Comics on New Comic Book Day. Number 4 this week from Dark Horse Comics, I've got Maze Book issue number 3 from Jeff Lemire. This story has been so interesting and thought-provoking and little sad, but Will's a melancholy building inspector who's been grieving the loss of his puzzle-loving daughter for years. After getting a mysterious phone call from a girl claiming it's her and that she's trapped in a labyrinth, Will sets off on a journey fighting through the corridors, tunnels, and monsters of his city on a mission to bring her back home. At times somber, haunting, perplexing, and ultimately consoling, this book drops us into the rabbit hole of memory and explores how the editing suite of our minds can shape us, break us, and hopefully renew us. I am very much looking forward to reading through this whole series. Issue 1 and 2 have been excellent, and what's been going on with Will and how he's coping with the loss of his daughter and allowing things that maybe otherwise he wouldn't be perceiving to be perceived is very interesting, and like I said before, thought-provoking story going on here from Jeff Lemire. And issue number 3, I'm very excited to see what happens here, and is my number 4 pick this week. Coming in for number 3 is one of those number 1s I was talking about regarding the matter of Oswald's body. This one's coming from Christopher Cantwell and Luca Casalanguida. Luca did the artwork on Scout's Honor. Christopher Cantwell's been doing a lot of psychological kind of stories. I feel like that's how they come across. He's also writing Iron Man right now. Where is Lee Harvey Oswald's body? The Kennedy assassination is a rat's nest of conspiracy theories, mafia involvement, second gunman, government cover-up, but the most important chapter of this sordid tale may just be the theory that the body buried at Oswald's Rose Hill gravesite is not actually Lee Harvey himself. Meet the ragtag group of useful idiots who are unwittingly brought together to clean up the crime of the century. A wannabe cowboy from Wisconsin, a Buddy Holly idolizing former car thief, a world-weary civil rights activist ready for a revolution, and a failed G-man who still acts the part, and specifically regarding the matter of Oswald's body. For fans of Department of Truth and Time Before Time comes an off-kilter crime thriller set in the shadows of history's greatest conspiracy by Eisner Award-nominated writer, producer, and director Christopher Cantwell and artist Luca Casalanguida. Yeah, this one, conspiracy theories, stories are something that I'm interested in, and this one definitely caught my attention with the subject matter, so I am very much looking forward to this one, and it is my number 3 pick this week. Coming up next, oh man, this one, if you guys missed issue 1 of this, please go find yourself a copy. Billy the Kit, number 2 is my number 2 pick this week. From Blue Juice Comics, from Justin Gray and Barry McLean, or JV Gray, he goes by, but the Diamond listing says Justin Gray. The saga of the Wild West's strangest and most unlikely hero continues as Billy is confronted by a dark vision of the tornado gods he must eventually face if he is to complete his quest for vengeance. However, to get there, Billy needs help, a lot of help, and training from a very reluctant teacher. Does Billy have what it takes to realize his dream, or is he destined to meet a gruesome end at the hands of a seemingly endless horde of supernatural monsters? Issue 1 was phenomenal, setting everything up. I love the goat that is his unwilling teacher. Phenomenal character who just curses a lot. And then the other side of this, seeing kind of what happens later when he is trained and what he is taking down. It's just a fun story. And issue 2 is coming out this week. I'm very excited for it. It is my number 2 pick because coming in for number 1, I have a very anticipated story. What's the Furthest Place from Here? Written by Matthew Rosenberg with art by Tyler Boss. That's right, our team that brought us 4 Kids Walk into a Bank. The world has ended. All that remains are gangs of children living among the ruins. But Sid believes there must be something more out there. When she disappears into the wastelands, her gang will risk everything to bring her home. A story about the things that matter most. Your survival, your loved ones, and your record collection. This one has a lot of cool covers, including a Scotty Young one from Brian Michael Bendis, which I didn't know he did art, which is super cool. And we also have, they did a cover with a record. So really getting into the heart of the story there with the records. So that's pretty cool idea and concept that they had for this one. But this story sounds super cool. I'm into it. I'm ready to check this one out. And it is my number 1 pick this week. So actually did 10 picks this week instead of going over the number, but I'm very excited for all these books coming out this week. Lots of great indie titles. There's even more that I did not get to talk about this week, but be on the lookout for those. I will usually, if I get more than what I'm talking about here, you see that in the new Comic Book Day haul video of what I picked up. So be on the lookout for that. Also, hopefully dropping soon, we will have our top reads from last week coming for you. So be on the lookout for that video as well. And if you've made it here and aren't yet subscribed to the channel, please go hit the subscribe button down below where you're getting very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. And when that happens, we're going to be doing a giveaway for you guys. So get on that, spread the word, get more people to subscribe to the channel, and soon enough we will be dropping that video for you guys of what you could be winning in the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. and it's gonna be pretty good, guys. So can't wait for us to hit that monument and to be able to celebrate with you guys and spread that comic karma out there to the community. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, collect what you love. See you guys next time.